Hey kiddos, this is Mrs. Rowley with a quick tutorial over Workplace 7B, Estimate and Measure Centimeters. So this is a little bit tricky, or not really, you guys will be good enough with this. This is not a digital workplace like you're used to doing. This workplace is found in the bag of materials that I dropped off. It's in a plastic coating and it says Workplace Instructions 7B at the top. So again, this is not a digital workplace. This is going to be a more hands-on workplace. All right, but the procedures are still the same. I'm going to read through the directions and then I'm going to show you how to play the game and then you guys will get to play. So students will need their Army Ant rulers and a copy of the estimate and measure centimeters record sheet. So if you're wondering where that is, if you take these instructions and you flip the page over, you'll see that you have the page that you're looking for right in the sheet protector, so you don't have to go too far to find it. I'm going to flip that back over. So for this workplace activity, you're going to need this sheet and your ruler. All right, perfect. All right. If an item is pictured on the record sheet, students estimate its length in centimeters, then record their estimates in the appropriate column. If the sheet asks students to choose an item, they should first record the name of the item, then an estimate of its length in centimeters. Students then measure the lengths of the item using their Army Ant rulers and record the result. Note, if some of the items are quite a bit longer than 10 centimeters, students may be encouraged to use the centimeter side of a classroom ruler or a measuring tape marked in centimeters instead of their Army Ant rulers. Students continue until they've completed both sides of the record sheet. This first time that we do this activity, I only want you to fill page 1 out. There is a page 2, and the next time you do this workplace, you'll look for page 2. And page 2 is also in your sheet protector. If you open your sheet protector up, you'll see there's a little hole in the top. If you open it up, you have a secret extra page there. And you'll just take this page out, put it in the front, and then use it. But that's for the second time we do this workplace. That's for the second time. All right, so use your Army Ant ruler or a classroom ruler marked in centimeters to estimate and measure the length of your centimeters. All right, so the first thing that this asks for is a shoe. I'm actually going to take off my sandal, and it's a little bit whooped, so try not to judge me. All right, I don't need any judgment. And let's see. Oh, I'm going to have to pull the camera up. Hold on just 1 second. Okay, so I've brought my sandal up to a place where I can measure it. And what I'm going to do is, instead of trying to use my Army Ant ruler, I'm going to mark the start of my shoe and I'm going to mark the end of my shoe. I think that will be helpful in measuring, because I think it's going to be hard for me to measure my shoe in its form. But there, now I have I have to measure from here all the way over to here. Perfect. Okay, and for me, I like having a guide just to kind of get a rough estimate. So I know that it's 10 centimeters to this point right here, and I'm going to estimate that maybe this is 25 centimeters is going to be my estimate. So I'm going to take my record sheet. I'm going to mark that my estimate, you see it says my estimate up here. My estimate is 25 centimeters. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually measure it. So I know that this is 10 and this is 20, and to this dot, actually look at that, it falls right in between the 6 and the 7. So this is 10 and 10, and I'm going to say 6 and a half because it's longer than this point but shorter than this point. If you're not comfortable with fractions, don't worry about the fractions. Just pick the number it's closest to. So if you had put 7 here, that would have been fine. If you would put 6 here, that would have been fine. So 10 plus 10 plus 6 and a half is 26 and 1/2. 10, 20, 26, 1/2. And 26 and a half is the actual measurement. And then I'm going to write that down here. And I look at my estimate. My answer is pretty reasonable because my estimate was, it's close to my estimate, right? All right, and you're going to do that exact same process for each one of these items. So you're going to grab a book. Notice where it measures on the book. It measures the book's spine. Take a book, put your Army ant ruler by it, and then kind of get an idea of how long you think it's going to be. Write down your estimate and then write down the actual length. A piece of paper, write down your estimate, the actual length. Your hand span. So hand span is from the tip of your thumb all the way over to the tip of your pinky. It's a pretty big span there. Take your estimate and write it down. And then choose an item on your own. Choose an item that you would like to measure, estimate, and then go ahead and actually measure it. All right, so that's the workplace 7B. Remember, when you're done, you're going to upload a picture of your work into Seesaw so I can take a peek at your estimates and your actual measuring. You guys are getting so good at your estimates. I love, love, love to see them. All right, this is an individual activity, actually. You don't have to grab a parent, a friend, or a sibling like you normally do. You can do this one all on your own. Have fun measuring and estimating.